It's Tuesday morning and I'm drawing a giant space eyeball. What are you doing? Back at it. Welcome to Drawing with Lord Karnage. This is Mark, and I'm working on page 13 of Ethel the Cyborg Ninja here. And let me pull the shot out. This is a page where she draws a gun on Vectronnixx 9000. Errol is attacked by space creatures, and then Ethel is zapped by mysterious powers. And I'm going to be drawing all, or at least some of this here today. Let's begin. Made a slight design change to her outfit, which I'm going to have to carry through here in her legs. But this is a rough ink that I'm actually modifying to be a final ink because I liked the lines a lot. Thought it worked pretty well. Just she clearly looks like she's putting her weight on her right leg there, and that kind of stuff's frequently tough to do, just to get the body right. And I just think it's a good action shot that works well with what I'm trying to do here. So instead of redrawing it, I'm just altering it. So I've got a lot more detail work to do on her swords, and I'm going to go through a book and do a cleanup on her swords like the whole way through, because they're the last things I always draw in every shot. And she doesn't even use them for a few more pages yet. Doing some cleanup work on her hands here. And then same thing with the gun. I'll probably go back and do a lot more detail and cleanup work on her gun as I go. It's roughly that size, but I still want to do some research on pistols and then come up with a good design that works for the entire book, since she's got that for the whole book. Now this drawing is not going to have a terribly detailed background, so let me just get those last two parts of her legs in there, and then take a look at the wide shot here, where it's going to look like Vectronnixx 9000 is attacking her with electric beams or something. Let's move on over to the next space scene with the tentacles. Blah, space tentacles. Blah, 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 blah. All right, here's the thing. Vectronnixx 9000 is so incredibly powerful that not only is it able to create its own virtual reality, but it's able to start penetrating reality, real reality, at least as real as the reality in Ethel the Cyborg Ninja is. So it's summoned these tentacles to attack Errol. If I can get rid of Errol, then Ethel will be trapped on that rock. So here's a shot where Errol is about to be gobbled up by these space tentacles generated by Vectronnixx 9000. I'm going to throw in some inks here. There we go. I think that it would be fun, instead of having a beak like a squid or something, I think it'd be fun if we had a giant eyeball in here. What do you think? I mean, it's space. It's ridiculous. It's meant to be ridiculous. Let's put a giant eyeball in the middle. I'm going to change the eyeball a little bit here. Felt like that was a little hard to see when I pulled the shot back, so let's just do something a little simpler like that. That looks better, a little easier to see. Looking good. Now I'm going to drop the black space background in there. Take out the digital sketch. And that's what I have for the rough inks here. I'll probably put some more bubbles in there and clean up the outside. I'm going to add a big sound effect here, like splork. I am going to now ink this drawing of Errol. Grabbing a bigger brush here, I'm going to throw this tentacle like that, which is swiping Errol, and that's going to knock off his tail fin, which I'll draw later. I would think that if you were flying around space and something with a giant eyeball started attacking you, well, that would be pretty terrifying. That's what I'm trying to show here. This is the shot where Vectronnixx 9000 zaps Ethel, and instead of redrawing another layer of inks over this, I'm just going to modify the drawing. I like the lines here. It's a good action shot. So just do a bit of cleanup, and it should be good to go. And I'm zoomed in pretty far here, but this is a multi-day drawing, meaning I probably don't have time or patience to do the whole thing anytime in one sitting. It's very complex, as you'll see. And what I'm doing is I'm drawing a bunch of like power equipment and capacitors all over this thing, and I might put some fuses on it, and putting wires all over the background. And these things you'll find at power, I don't even know what these are called, but you see them at power stations. And they're kind of a pain in the ass to draw. So I do like a sketch in the background, and then just follow it with this fairly simple little technique I've come up with here. Try to fill them in. And when I pull the picture out, you'll see that this should look pretty cool. Let's pull the shot back and take a look at the whole thing at the moment. This is the final inks and progression for Vectronnixx 9000. Welcome to Vectronnixx 9000. And I drew this picture of Ethel down here who's looking at this thing like, what really? What do you want me to do with this thing? Like, I'm supposed to fight that? Welcome to Vectronnixx 9000. Yes. So I'm going to put a bunch of these power things all over the place, a bunch of capacitors, maybe some fuses, and then cables and wires all over the background, and then some of this fluorescent lighting. See, I would just be sitting down here talking to myself, but instead I'm talking to you.